Anyway, briefly, what it's trying to say is that, so I'm trying to find my space here. Okay, what number was that? 51 to 52. So you have 2 parts are white, right? And that will give you 3 parts red. So 2 parts white and 3 parts red will give you pink paint. Now the question is, what if there is 11 parts white? Well, the 11 will go right across from the if you notice, these are both white here and a white here, okay? And then now we're trying to find the unknown, which is how many parts red. So all you have to do is cross multiply. Alright? So when we cross multiply, it goes like this and like this. Alright? All we have to do is multiply now. So that is 2 times r, which is 2r, equals 3 times 11, which is 33. Then all we have to do is divide 2 into 33. 2 goes into 33 how many times? Well, 11, and then that comes 13, 6, 12. So we're left with, after we do all the math, we're left with red equals 16.5. So with 11 parts white, you need 16.5 parts red. Okay. Next we'll work on 53 to 54 with the cubes. Alright, question 53 to 54. Well, it says, we have 2 cubes, right? It says A and B are cubes. How does the volume of A compare with the volume of B? Alright, so volume is length times width times height. Alright, so we have 2 cubes, A and B. And we need to find the volume of both. Well, for A, one side is 3, and for B, one side is 6. So length, width times height, that's all. Well, if it's a perfect cube, length is going to be 3, width is going to be 3, height is going to be 3. So it's basically 3 cubed and 6 cubed. So 3 times 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. Alright, then with this one we have 6 times 6 times 6. Well, 6 times 6 is 36 times 6. 18 times plus 3 is what? 21. So it's 2116. So now the question was, how do they compare? Well, to compare, all you have to do is make it a fraction, which is 27 over 216. Now we have to see if we can reduce it. You probably could reduce it if you divide each number maybe by 3. I'm not sure. It's up to you. But I'd like you all to do that. Alright? Alright. Next question. Trying to clear the screen. Next question is 55 to 56. Classes are offered on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 1 week at 1300, 1500, 1700. How many classes are there in 1 week? So I said there's classes offered, right? On 1300, I'll just write 1500, and 1700. These are 3 classes, and these 3 classes are offered on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday each week. How many classes are there in 1 week? Well, that's simple, because each day there are 3 classes. 3 classes Tuesday, 3 classes Thursday, and 3 classes Saturday, which is 3 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 3 is what? 9. That's why I said the answer without thinking. So basically there's 9 classes total, because there's 3 classes on that day, that day, that day. 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9. Alright? Alright, so that helps you with that. Next, as swimming pool measures, well, let's draw a swimming pool, more or less. I'll try to draw a swimming pool for you all. A swimming pool, let's see here. There's water here. Alright. Okay, now the question is, the swimming pool is 20 feet long, 3 feet high, and 16, 3 feet tall and 16 feet wide. Okay. So we have 25, 3, and 16. Well, to find the area, it's the same problem as before, which is length times width times height. Okay, so that's how we'll find it. Well, 25 times 3 is 125 times. Let me do it another way. Let's do 25 times 16. 5 times 6 is 30. 2 times 6 is 12. 1 times 5 is 5, so 12 plus 5 is 17. 17 plus 3 is 18, 19, 20. Okay, so that's 200 times 3. So the answer is 600. Alright. So just with a little math, we're able to solve that easily. Alright, so the holding capacity is 600 feet, or cubic feet. Alright, not hard. Next is, how many dimes are there in $2? Alright, well, let's see here. This is a division problem. So $2, right? So that's 2.00. And they're asking how many dimes are there in $2. Well, a dime is what? Dime is 0.10. Now we can't do that, so we have to move the decimal place 2 places this way and 2 places this way. So the new problem will be 10 divided into 200, and 10 goes into 200 20 times. So the answer is 20 times. Alright, 20 times. Next is solve that formula. Alright, well, let's see here. We have the formula. Oh, where's my pen? Okay, we have the formula. F equals CD times 3. Alright, so F is 450, and then what is C? C is unknown. Alright, so we'll leave C as that. D is 10 times 10 to what power? Times 10 to the third power. Alright, let's figure it out. 450 equals C times 10 to the third power, which is 10 times 10 is 100 times another 10 is 1,000. Alright, so that's 1,000. Well, now we have to get C by itself, so we have to divide both sides by 1,000. This crosses out, this side by 1,000. Alright, so what we're left with is, continue the problem here. We're left with 45 over 100 equals C. Now we have to see if we can simplify any. Well, let's divide by 5. 5 goes into 45 9 times. And 5 goes into 100 20 times. So the answer is 9 over 20 is C. And you could change that to a decimal if you wish. Alright, delete that. Next question. Walmart sells water at Walmart sells water at $1. Publix sells for $2. And S.L. Jones sells it for free, which is $0. What is the average of water? Okay, well that's simple. Well, that's 3, right? And then we have to divide 3 into 3, and the answer is going to be 1. So the average price of water is 1. 69. What is the cheapest price for water and from where? Well, the cheapest is from S.L. Jones because it's free. It's 0.00 cents. And what is the most expensive price for water and from where? That's from Publix because it's $2. All right. Next is the shape. All right. Let's try to understand this shape. So we have a shape. I guess I have to draw that. Alright, I'll try to draw it. Alright, more or less is something like this. And I have it labeled as A, B, C, D, and this one's E. I have this as 50 degrees. And I have this inner at 60 degrees. Alright. Now let's read it. What is the degree of angle E? And the degree for angle B. Alright, let me do this in a different color. Alright, well, anything that's directly opposite is what is going to be the same. For instance, if this is 60, alright, if this is 60 degrees, this is also going to be 60 degrees because it's directly opposite. Now, next is in a triangle there are 90 degrees in every triangle. All right, so let's try to figure this out. So in every triangle there's 180 degrees. So for angle E, it's going to be 60 minus 50. Alright, well, 60 plus 50, subtract from 90. Well, from 180. So 0 plus 0 is 0. Alright, this is 11. Alright, so we subtract 111 from 180. And the answer is, I take the absolute value of that. Okay. When we do that, we get, what do we get? We get 70. Alright, so the angle for E is 70 degrees. And when we add them all up, that's right, because we have 70, 60, and 50. Let's see if it adds up to 180. 5 plus 6 is 11, 11 plus 7 is 18. So 180 is right. Okay, now we need to figure out for angle D. Now it looks like I definitely made a mistake on this. But we'll try to come up with an answer. Let's see here. Well, if this is 60 and this is 60, right? Then this should also be 50. Alright, since this is 50 over here. Technically it should be 90, but anyway. So if that's the case, then D will also be 70. Especially since they're directly opposite of each other. This is 60, this is 60. This angle and this angle are opposite to each other. So the answer should be the same. Alrighty, next. We have 77 and 78. Oh, let me erase it. Back. Okay, 70, 78. An accelerated car, right? A car accelerated from 88, right? 88 feet per second 220. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. 220 in 4 seconds. What was the car's acceleration from 88 to 200? So what was the car's acceleration from 88 to 220? Alright, well, first thing is first is we gotta figure out what's the difference between 220 and 88. 88. So what's the absolute value of that? Well, let's see here. 220 minus 88, right? Alright, 132. Alright, so it's 132 feet per second we get. And it accelerated that in 4 seconds. So let's write this down. So for 4 seconds, alright? So we have 0 second to 4 seconds. Alright? So at 0 seconds it started out at 88. Okay? And then from this 4 was 130. So what was 1? What was 2? And 3. Well, it accelerated. Now we have to figure that out. So now we have to divide 4 into 132. Right? Because there's 4 seconds. So oh, I made a mistake. Excuse me. This should not be 132. This should be this should be 220, right? Because from here to here is 132 seconds. I'm sorry. So we gotta figure out how much it accelerated each second. So 132 divided by 4. Now we're talking. 3 goes 1, 2. Well, okay, 33 seconds. So accelerated by 33 seconds each time. Alright? So here was 33, 33, 33, and 33. Alright, I'm going to erase what's on this over here so we can continue on writing. So 88 plus 33. What do we get? When we add 88 plus 33. Well, 80 plus 30 is, what is it? 11. Right? 80 plus 30. Okay. 80 plus 30 is 11. 8 plus 3 is 12. Okay, so that's 112. So from 1 second I was at 112 feet per second. Plus another 33 is 45. This was at 145 on the second second. And on the third second, 190. Right, and then on the fourth second, it was at 220. So that's how you would do it. Alright, I hope that makes sense. I hope we did all the math right. If not, you can correct me. Alright, next. An average, arrange in ascending order. Alright, let's try to arrange this in the correct order. So we have, what number was it? 780. We have 1 half, 5/6, and 5/8. So just standardize them all to 8s. Alright. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 1 is 4. Alright. Well, that doesn't work because of 8. 6 times 8 is 42, so let's use 42. 2 goes into 42 21 times. Actually, is it? I'm not sure. Yeah. Sorry, 21. That's the numerator. Next, 42. 6 times 8, 6 times 7 is 6 times. Oh my goodness. I made a mistake. The common denominator should be 48. 6 times 8 is 48. Okay, that makes sense. That's why I was a little bit confused. Alright, 24 over 48. Yes. Okay. 6 goes into 48 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. Then we have 5 over 8. Right? 8 times 5 is 45 times 5 is 25. So then if we look at the original, the smallest fraction is definitely this. But this fraction should go over, should be the last one. This should be the second one. Alright, hope you arranged that correctly. Alrighty. Looks like I missed a few problems. I didn't realize. I missed 71 to 76. I missed a few problems, so I'm sorry. And I went to 79. Alright, let me review 71 to 76. Alright, let's see here. So it says if f of x equals, okay, well basically we have to replace f of x with, it says if f of x equals 3x minus 7, then f of 3 equals, okay, well basically we had to replace all the x's with 3, that's all. So the new formula would be 3 times 3 minus 7. And this is entirely squared. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 7, right? 9 minus 7 equals 2, or negative 2. But we have to square that. 2 times 2 is, whether it be positive or negative, is going to be positive 4. Alright, that's done. Next one. The length of a rectangle area is 30 square centimeters. Is 30 square centimeters, and is the area of a the length of the length of a rectangle. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, let's draw a rectangle to make this more clear. Even I'm a little bit confused. All right. It says the length of a rectangle with an area of 30. So the area is 30. The length of the rectangle is 10. All right. What is the perimeter of the rectangle in centimeters? Alright, so we need to find the perimeter. Alright, we know the area is 30, and area is, the formula for area is length times width equals area. Alright, we know what the area is. The area is 30 here, and the length is already 10. But we don't know what the width is. Right? So all we have to do is divide each side by 10. And we get 3. So the width is 3. Now we gotta find the perimeter, which is 2L plus 2W equals perimeter. Right, so we have the length, which is 2 times 10 plus 2 times W, which is 3. So 2 times 10 is, I'll make that clear, 2 times 10 is 20 plus 2 times 3, which is 6, equals 26. And that is the perimeter is 26. right, with the area of 30. All right, great. And it says for the previous question, if for 75 to 76, if 1 inch equals 2.5 centimeters, what is the perimeter of a rectangle in inches? Well, that's easy. All we have to do is divide 26 by 2.5 to figure out how many inches there are. All right. So, and you can do that on your own, or I would like you to do that on your own. Well, let me help you out. Let's delete this entire screen. I'll help you out. So I said it was 26, right? So we can do this a couple ways. The common sense was just to divide it, but let's lose proportions just to help you out. So 1 inch equals 2.5 centimeters, right? And we have we'll put cm here. 1 inch equals 2.5 centimeters. We don't know how many inches are in 26 centimeters. So now we have to cross multiply. So we have 26 equals 2.5 times the unknown. Alright, so now we got to divide 2.5 from both sides, just like I said. So 2.5 into 2.6, well, I'll make it 25 into 260 to make it easy for us. Alright, now let's figure this out. Well, let's add a decimal. So the answer is 1.4. Alright, after we do that. Easy, right? Yeah, easy. Alright, next is scientific notation. Number 81. So we have this extremely long number. We have 6, 7, 0, 0, 0, 0, comma, 0, 0, 0. And we have to write that in scientific notation. Well, all we have to do is count how many we have to count how many places is to this point. So let's count. So we have basically an imaginary 0 here, decimal place. So let's move the decimal place up to where the 6 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 places, alright? So the answer is going to be 6.7 times 10 to the... How many places did we move? We moved it 8 places. Alright? That was easy enough, wasn't it? Next is the opposite. Well, we have a similar question for 82, but it's a little bit different. Alright, so we have 0 and 1, 2, 3, there's 4 zeros, 79. Same philosophy applies. We want to move the decimal place to this position. So let's figure out how many places we move it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.9. And well, I said 5 places, right? So the answer is going to be 7.9 times 10 to the... Well, we moved it this way was positive, so this way it's going to be negative to the negative 5th power. Alright, 7.9 times 10 to the negative 5th power. Easy. Alright, so let's delete that. Next is this obnoxious number for number 83. Well, let's not get intimidated. Let's just work it out. So we have 6, 7, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, plus 7, followed by 1, 2 zeros, another 3 zeros, and another 3 zeros. And they want us to add them. Okay, well, it looks like they have the same amount of zeros. So we'll put the same amount of numbers total. So we'll put the decimal here, and we'll put the decimal here. So let's first convert it that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this becomes 6.7 times 10 to the, I said 8th power, right? Times 10 to the 8th power. Plus, we'll put the right here, the decimal there, 7 times 10, same amount of space, times 10 to the 8th power. So all we have to do now is just add the big number, 6.7 plus 7. Well, 6.7, well, I'll just underline, we have to add this number and this number together, alright? 6.7 plus 7 is, well, that is 13. And since these are the same, we just write down that same number, times 10 to the 8th power. And that's your answer for that. Easy, right? Let's see here. Next is number 84 to 85, which looks like a pain to me. But we can do that. So we have, obviously we gotta solve that. We have 1/2 y squared times 6x plus, 6x plus 2y plus 12x minus 2y. Sorry. It's hard to do it on the computer like this. Minus 2y with the mouse. Minus 2y. Alright, so we have to simplify this. Well, let's simplify what's in the parentheses first. Let's do it. Let's do that first. Then we'll worry about this 1/2 and y squared next. That we have to multiply it by. Okay, so let's look at what we can first combine. We have 6. Oops. Let's use a different color. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same, and this is the same. Alright, so 6x plus 12x is 18x. Plus 2y minus 2y is nothing. Alright, well, that shortcut easy. Now we have 1/2 times 18x. Well, 1/2 times 18x is going to cut that in half. So you can just, so that's going to become 9x. Then we're just left with y squared 9x. I hope that made sense, because this 1/2 is just cutting this number in half. So we're left with y squared times 9x, or y squared 9x. Alright, that looked confusing, but it was not confusing at all. Next is another problem. We have 3x plus x minus y plus 2x minus 2y. Alright, I'll underline what are common. 3x and x. This are common. And this is common. And this is similar. Alright. So 3x plus x is 4x. 4x plus 2x is again 6x. Then we're left with these y's. Minus y minus 2y is minus 3y. Oh, that's interesting. And we could even take out a 3 from each of these numbers. And if we take out a 3 from each of these numbers, we're left with 3 on the outside, with 2x here minus y. Okay, I didn't expect that to be the answer. Alright, that's nice. Next is 86 to 87. Let's see here. So we have 2 times x plus 3 plus 2x minus 5. Alright, let's do this. Well, we have to use the distributive property to multiply, so that becomes 2x plus 6, right, plus 2x minus 5. 2x plus 2x is 4x. And then plus 6 minus 5 becomes plus 1. And that is the answer. Great. Next is this triangle problem. So let me draw the triangle. That's a horrible triangle, I know. So we have 2 square root of 5, and we're trying to find the hypotenuse. Well, I told you when all the normals are normal, you can just do a plus b equals c. But here I guess we have to do it the correct way, which is a squared plus b squared equals the square root of c squared. Alright, so, or just c in the end. Alright, so let's just figure this out. We have 2 squared plus the square root of 5 squared equals the square root of c squared. Alright, so 2 times 2 is 4, and this is basically the square root of 5 times the square root of 5, which is just simply 5. Alright, so because the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is equals the square root of 25, which is simply 5, just helping you understand that. Plus 5 equals, well, let's see that. 4 plus 5 is 9, but because it's squared, which is 81, right? And the square root of 81 simplified is simply 9. So the answer is 9. Alright, so that's good. Alright, back up we go. What is between, for number 93 to 94, what is between 2 over 3 and 3 over 4? Alright, well, we have 2 over 3 and 3 over 4. We're trying to figure out what is in between them. Well, we can't figure that out unless we change it to a common denominator. Let's change it to 12. 3 goes into 12, 4 times 2 is 8. And then, well, I guess we would have to subtract 3, which is 9. Oh, okay, well that's interesting. So what's in between them? Well, but just looking at it, I can tell you it's going to be 8.5 over 12, which is interesting. If you're just looking at that, right? Because between 8 and 9 is 1, half of 1 is 1/2, so it's 1/2. Which is okay, well, alright, I didn't expect that to be easy. Let me explain how I did that. Basically, I did 8 over 12, subtract from 9 over 12. They gave me 1 over 12. And half of 1 over 12, because we're trying to find what's in between, is 0.5 over 12. And then just to add that to the initial number, which was 8. So that becomes 8.5 over 12. Okay? Where are we? Numbers 95 to 96. Alright, let me see. Let's try to figure that out. We're almost done. We have, if a, b, and c are positive integers such that ab equals x and cb equals y, then what is xy? Okay, well, we can figure that out easily. So x is what? X is a, let's try it bigger, is a, b. Okay, and y is what? C, b. And another way to write it can just simply be AC hard. Next, which is number 97 to 98. How many degrees are in B? Alright, so we have a straight line. This is 90 degrees. If that is 90 degrees, this will be 90 degrees. And if this is 90 degrees, this will be 90 degrees. And if this is 90 degrees, then this will be 90 degrees. So each area is 90 degrees. Alright, so that should not be hard for you to figure out from there. Okay, how many degrees are in a line? Well, in a line are 180 degrees. In any straight line. This is 180 degrees. Okay, and what about in a circle? Well, if we're going all around, well, this is now 180. Then another 180. So a circle would be 360. And that concludes. And the rest you need to do in front of me to prove that you're not cheating. Alright, this is to help you. Hope you do well in the exam.